This next lesson, I'm still working on, not gonna lie. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the things that I learned while on my first contract on the Allure of the Seas. I'm really excited about this video because I haven't filmed any ship life related videos in a few months because I've been home, and I definitely have reflected on my contract a ton since I've been home. So I thought it would be fun to share with you some of the things I learned along the way, and I'm also going to turn it into like a mini series because I'm going to be doing a couple other videos related to ship life before I hopefully go back for my next contract. It's gonna be a while till I go. I also just want to throw out that I have an entire playlist called Aboard with Jordan, and those are all my videos from my experience on the cruise ship. So if you want to check them out and haven't seen them yet, I will have them down below. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that I learned very quickly on the ship is that less is more. You do not by any means have a lot of space. Your cabin is very small. It's kind of like a shoebox. I would have to say my cabin is smaller than my bedroom, and I do not have that big of a bedroom. And then on top of that, you share it with another person. Your closet is also extremely small. I definitely overpacked and kind of panicked a little when I first got there because I thought, how the heck am I going to fit all of my stuff into this tiny little closet? So the less clothes that you pack, the easier it will be to, you know, live in a small confined space. Kind of piggybacking off of that first life lesson I learned, I have way too many things. Like, I already knew that I had an excessive amount of items that I don't necessarily need, but living in this small space really put it into perspective. You don't need much to survive. So when I came home from my contract, I went through my entire closet and all my dresser drawers and got rid of, I want to say, like 3 garbage bags full of clothes. I donated them, and I lived off of maybe a sixth of my closet while I was on my contract. Also, living a more minimalistic lifestyle is just so much easier to maintain. So yeah, the next thing I learned is how to save my money. I've always been pretty good about saving my money and not spending it on ridiculous things, but having a steady paycheck every week definitely forced me to learn, because it's very tempting to just spend all your money when you go into ports, because there's a lot of great stores, there's a lot of great restaurants, bars, like all of that. And that's not to say that you shouldn't treat yourself to like a really yummy lunch or a coffee or a drink, or, you know, something that you really want to buy, but avoid spending money when possible. So one of the things I did to help save my money was I would always eat my meal before I got off at a port. That way I don't have to buy 2 meals when I'm gone the entire day. I also like to bring snacks when I got off. You can't really bring produce off, for example, in Cozumel, but you could definitely bring like a granola bar or other things like that. This next lesson, I'm still working on, not gonna lie. You don't always have to listen to your FOMO. I had a lot of fun on the ship, I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course, my job was always the most important thing. Whenever I had a show, I would always, you know, be very responsible, go to bed at a normal hour, so that I was 100% for a show. But I definitely, you know, had fun. There's some great parties on board for the crew. You just don't want to miss out on a great night, but I'm telling you, there will be many more great nights like that. You don't always need to say yes to going out. And like I said, that's still a work in progress for me. Also, going along with my previous lesson, the next lesson I have is that going out the night before crew drill is not worth it. When I was on the Allure, the big night to go out was Tuesday night, and we always had crew drill on Wednesday mornings at 9:30, which does not seem that early because I always wake up early, but if you're out really late the night before, drill comes way too soon. It's just not worth it to be exhausted. Also, Wednesdays are always a port day, so then you're just tired for the entire port day, and you don't want to waste a perfectly good day you know? The next thing that I learned is so important for your mental health is to make time out of every day for yourself, because it's very hard to have alone time on the ship because you have a roommate, and when you walk down the corridor, you're always running into your friends, or you're in the mess eating and someone sits down with you, which is great. I love always hanging out with people, but you do also need your own time, at least I do. I would usually go to this little hidden space and just read a book and listen to some music. I did that every single day. I also did that before shows, which was really, really nice. Another lesson, or tip I should say, is don't limit yourself to making friends with people only in your department. Just really apply yourself and branch out. I'm a very outgoing person and I love to make friends, so I had a ton of different friends from different departments, just a lot of different places around the ship, which I think is very important. There's so many amazing people that you work with that are literally the kindest people and would bend over backwards for you, as of course I would do for them. But it's just really great to have friends from different departments. It becomes more of a community and family when you do that. And yeah, the next thing I learned is to make the most of every port day, because it may seem like you have a very long contract, but I'm telling you, it flies by. Like, you blink, it's half over, you blink again, and then you're on your last week before sign off. So with the exception of NASA, I got off at every single port, and I also did get off at NASA a few times, but there's not too much to do in NASA, and we actually had 2 shows at night that day, so I just didn't want to tire myself out and get off really early, come back early. It's just not worth it for me. But I always made it a point to get off at every port, even if it was just for a little bit, and explore and just take it all in. Wait, oh my god, my foot is falling asleep. Please stand by. The next thing I learned is that the Wi-Fi is definitely not worth it. For those of you who don't know, which is probably almost all of you, if you work on a cruise ship, your internet is not free. So you have to pay for it, and it's $4 an hour. So you pay per minute, which is crazy. And also the minutes expire. So you can buy a 24-hour pack, which is like an hour, say, but after that 24-hour mark, if you still have minutes left over, erased, like they're gone. They've expired. And being on the ship has really taught me how reliant I used to be on my phone. I'm definitely not as reliant on it now because I went 7 months without service half the time, or more than half the time. And I really tried to not buy the Wi-Fi that much, because as tempting as it is a money pit, and like nothing is that important that I need to post or look up. I can just wait until the next port day. I did buy Wi-Fi, I'm not saying I never did, but I tried to limit it to like 3 hours a week, which is like $12. That didn't always happen, but that was my goal. I was pretty good about it, and then there was a period where I wasn't buying it at all for like a month straight. So, and the final thing that I learned, which I learned a bunch more, but this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, is that age is only a number, and I'm not talking about dating at all. I'm just talking about in the grand scheme of life. I am a type A, like very organized person, so, you know, I always set goals for myself, which is great, but I also kind of set deadlines for myself, which is not really good in any way, and there's no need for it. Going onto the ship, my mindset was that I'm going to have a house by this age, or an apartment, or be married by this age, or whatever the case may be. Also, like short-term goals. Being around people that are much older than me has just really taught me to take every day as it comes and stop thinking so far ahead to the future, just focus on the present. I'm almost 23, but like in reality, I'm very young and I have so much of my life left to live. There's no need to rush anything. But that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you haven't seen my Aboard with Jord series, I will have it down below. I cannot wait till I'm back skating on a ship again. As always, if you have any questions, you can definitely just drop them down below and I will respond to you. And other than that, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.